Locked her in there. We got her. What a game. That was a crazy game. It was such a clean win for us. It was just such an amazing game up until the final play. I mean, that game, we just cleanly beat them. Like with a game-ending drive, we beat them, coming back in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left. Almost took all the time off the clock, but with a minute. Get this cat out of here. Anyway, I made a victory lap as soon as the game was over, so I've been having trouble uploading it. And I thought I'd just redo this too, and touch on the "You King is Here" bit. And what a joke. What a joke. And I want every one of us Panther fans to just point out how big of a joke he is. Because after all the personal things he said to me this week, and after all he said about crowing, and I crow, and I don't bet Welch, and all this, and he does that. Like I said in that last little video I put up, if every call in that game would have went right, the Panthers could have blew them out. The freaking leg whipping crap, without Charles Johnson, they scored twice. That's how important he is on our team. And then you leg whip them. They get 15-yard penalty there. Back them up. It's 1st and 25 on like their 15-yard line. They don't score on that drive. That could have turned into 7 or 3 for us. And that takes the 7 off the board for you guys. And I'll give you the other touchdown maybe. But with Charles Johnson, I don't see you getting more than a field goal. So really, in all honesty, I think you guys would have scored 9 points. And we would have scored at the least 27 if you don't leg whip. And if I give you that last touchdown, okay, I'll give you 16. But if every call would have been called right, including that one, Panthers would have blew you guys out. So don't start making bullshit things up. That play at the end of the game was the right call. Regardless of it being pass interference or not, it was the right call according to the rule book. I mean, it wasn't going to be caught by Gronk regardless. The only way Gronk catches it or anybody makes a catch for the Patriots with that is if Gronk pass interference is Lester. I mean, Lester was going to intercept that ball regardless, and Tom even said it was a bad throw. But anyway, I don't want that to like overshadow how great the Panthers played. Their defense, we was overgunning a lot of things, and we was out of positions a lot of times, and their secondary pissed me off numbers of times. Anytime anybody in our secondary gets a penalty that's on a bump and run, that plays man, real close up, Ron Rivera says, nope, we're going to play off the ball 15 yards and let them have 7-yard passes all day. We'll do that. Just don't have another pass interference call. That's him for you. And it pisses me off because he's gotten us beat so many times doing that. And we're so lucky he didn't. But at the same time, I felt like we did a good job. We only allowed Tom Brady. We didn't even allow 300 passing yards for Tom Brady. And that's great. I mean, we did a good job overall on defense. I got to give props to New England's backs. I really, really underestimated them coming into this game. I really thought we would hold them to like virtually no yards. But Stephen Ridley proved me wrong. Breen proved me wrong. And, Blunt didn't do too much. But New England's backs and the way they run the ball, I really, really like. I really like the way they done it. And I think there's been one other team rush for more than the Patriots did against us. And I think it might have been 49ers. But I think New England ran the ball on us better than any team has this year. And I got to give them props there because that was a hell of a job they did. And, without that, they probably wouldn't have had a chance in this game either. But we got to work on a little bit better tackling, and get a little better at that. But other than that, it was just a clean game. Just a clean win. Our offense proved a lot to me. They proved a hell of a lot to me. And I'm so excited to be a Panther right now. I'm psyched. And, I ended something that's been superstitious for me since the first game of last year, the 2012 season. The Panthers were 13-0. They have won every game this year and last year when I did not eat chips the week of or on game day before the game. But every time I would eat chips the week of or on game day, the Panthers would lose. Every time I'd eat chips, they would lose. I mean, it happened every single time. But this week, I ate Cool Ranch Doritos, the Nacho Cheese Doritos, and Pringles. I broke the hell out of some jinxes this week, and I'm so pumped because it's been something that's lasted for since the beginning of last year, and that's just crazy the way that happened. But I don't know. I mean, that was a hell of a game, great game, and they proved a lot. And how New England plays Denver next week is going to tell a lot about us. If Denver blows them out, it's going to make it look like, maybe it wasn't the best win in the world. But, if New England beats Denver, that might mean we can beat Denver. And if we can beat Denver, we could go to the Super Bowl. And we could win the Super Bowl this year. And that game, I don't want to get my hopes too high up because it's just hard for me to imagine the Panthers being a top 5 team in the NFL this year when they are. And that's ridiculous. I can't believe that. But, going into this season, I really had expectations of that. But after the first 3 games, I was like, oh, God. Oh, God, I was so worried. And now we're sitting at 7-3. We've won 6 straight. And we had the 5th best record in football. We had the 5th best team in football. We had the longest winning streak of any team. Seattle's got us tied right now. They've won 6 in a row, too. Man, this has just been a crazy, crazy year, and it's starting to look like something special for the Panthers. Now, this defense has to keep pounding really hard. They have to keep going at it. They got to play a little better than what they did against New England, and hopefully Charles Johnson is healthy. Hopefully he's okay. I'd love to see him come back in a big game like this, even though he might not need it to. Our secondary has to play a lot better. Our coaching and our secondary has to be a lot better. And even though we're winning and our offense, looked pretty good in that game, our offensive coordinator has to start throwing in more play action and start having to run the ball better and draw up better passing plays. I mean, our passing has been very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, very dull. Like, very, mediocre. It's been very, not exciting to watch. I mean, it's the same thing over and over. Comeback routes, over the middle, slants, short pass. It's always the same. And that pass, that 40-something yard pass to Steve Smith in that game was the first time I've seen him throw it like that. I mean, all year. And they got to do a better job of that, and they got to start doing more play action. They got to stop doing these straight handoffs right up the middle. Cam just hands the ball out like this and runs 5 yards backwards, and that's not obvious that they're going to run it up the middle. I mean, we got to run better running plays, and we got to have better overall play calling and a little better play. I mean, and that's all it would take, and we have something special here in Charlotte. But next is the Dolphins. I don't know that there'll be anybody to hate week with on that, but it was a crazy game, awesome game, and I don't want the no call to overshadow everything because I don't want anything to take away from this win. This was a crazy win. It was a deserved win. It was a great win. I felt like both teams played good, and I think the better team won. But on to these Dolphins next week, and we can't take them lightly. They actually have a good team. People forget they started off 3-0. Then they lost to the Saints, who were also 3-0. And ever since then, they've kind of lost a few close games. And they've had a lot of distractions. And they're coming off a big win. I think 2 big wins, actually, yeah. And the Dolphins aren't no joke. They got a good defensive line. They can get pressure on the quarterback. And their quarterback themselves has been doing pretty good. So, we've got to worry about Wallace. And hopefully they don't torture our secondary too much, and as long as we don't take them too lightly, I think we get the win there. But don't underestimate these Dolphins, as I call them. Don't underestimate them. they're a better team than most people give them credit for, and I like what they have going. I think they're going to start developing into a pretty good team, especially under Ryan Tannehill. I really like him, and yeah, we just can't underestimate them. But yep, I'm gonna get this hate week started soon. I don't know if there'll really be a hate week. I'll probably just do a few preview videos and a few smack talk a little bit. But if you guys know any Dolphin vid makers, link them down in the comments. That'd be much appreciated. Also, I want to give a few props to a few Panther fans. You know, Cali Blue. Damn, I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking of their names right now. But I was wanting to give a few shout outs to Cali Blue. I mean, I've really been liking his videos lately, and there's another one I've been forgetting a lot in my videos. I can't remember who it is right now, right off the top of my head. But yeah, Panther Nation, you're doing a great job. I done made this freaking 11 minutes long. I'm stupid. Anyway, I'm getting off here. Panther fans, you keep pounding. I'll see you guys in a few days.